Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the English Learning Podcast, where we help you speak English confidently and naturally. I'm your host, Sarah.
And I'm Bill, your co-host. Thanks for joining us today.
In today's episode, we're diving into a really practical topic: how to practice English speaking every day at home. Now, we know many English learners feel stuck because they don't have anyone to talk to or they feel shy speaking out loud. But today, we're going to break that barrier.
That's right. You don't need a classroom or even a conversation partner to start speaking English every day. You just need the right strategies. And we're going to walk you through some easy, fun, and effective ways to practice speaking right where you are, at home.
So if you've been wondering how to build your confidence, improve your fluency, and sound more like a native speaker, stay tuned. We've got everything from mirror practice to shadowing to using your phone in clever ways.
And as always, we'll keep it conversational, simple, and filled with tips you can use right away.
Let's get started. So, Bill, before we jump into the methods, let's talk about why practicing English speaking every day is so important.
Absolutely, Sarah. You know, language learning is just like learning to play a musical instrument. If you practice once a week, it's hard to improve. But if you do a little bit every day, you start to build muscle memory. And in this case, speaking becomes automatic.
Exactly. And I think many learners underestimate the power of consistency. You don't need hours each day, even 5 to 10 minutes. A focused speaking practice daily can make a huge difference over time.
Right. And another big reason daily speaking matters is handkorv. Fluency. A lot of learners know vocabulary and grammar rules, but they struggle when it's time to speak. That's because speaking is a skill, and skills need our regular repetition to become smooth and natural.
I agree. I've met many students who say, "I understand English, but I can't speak it." And often it's just because they're not used to hearing their own voice in English. They haven't built that speaking habit yet.
Also, speaking daily helps you build eat confidence. When you talk every day, even just to yourself, you begin to feel more comfortable. You start to realize that it's okay to make mistakes. It becomes less scary.
And let's not forget, when you speak English out loud, you're training your mouth and brain to work together. You're practicing pronunciation, intonation, rhythm, things you just can't get from only reading or listening.
Yes, and one more thing. When you speak, your brain, actively searches for the right words and grammar. That's how real learning happens. Passive learning is important, but speaking forces your brain to produce language.
So, to everyone listening, if you're serious about improving your English, try to make speaking a daily habit. Even if you're shy or alone, there are many creative ways to practice, and we'll share those next.
You'll be surprised how much progress you can make, even without leaving your house.
All right, let's move on to the next part: how to create a speaking habit that actually sticks. So now that we know why daily speaking is important, let's talk about how to actually build that habit. Because let's face it, we all start strong, but after a few days, motivation fades.
So true. That's why it's better to build a system. Instead of relying on motivation, start with a simple rule. Make your speaking practice so small and easy that it's hard to skip. Like, speak English for just 2 minutes a day. 2.
Yes, it sounds like nothing, but the key is consistency. It's like brushing your teeth. You don't wait for motivation, you just do it. Over time, it becomes automatic.
And here's a tip. Link your speaking practice to a daily habit. For example, after you brush your teeth in the morning, spend 2 minutes talking to yourself in English. Or, after lunch, describe what you ate out loud.
That's such a good point, Bill. I also suggest learners use a habit tracker. Even a simple checklist. Every day you speak, mark an X. After a week, you won't want to break the chain.
Exactly. And try to set a one specific time each day for speaking. Maybe right after you wake up, or right before bed. If you just say, "I'll do it sometime," it usually doesn't happen.
I also love the idea of having a designated speaking space and at home, maybe a corner of your room or just standing in front of a mirror. That way, your brain knows this is my English speaking zone.
That's brilliant. And let's talk about accountability. Tell a friend or family member about your daily goal. Even better, find a language buddy and check in with each other. You don't even need to speak together every day. Just knowing someone's watching helps.
Yes, and if you're feeling really creative, make a little progress journal. Every day, write what you talked about, what you learned, or what felt difficult. It helps you see your improvement.
And remember, it's okay to miss a day. Just don't miss two in a row. Hui, the key is to bounce back quickly and not give up.
Love that. So to sum it up, start small, attach it to a routine, track your progress, and stay flexible. Speaking every day becomes much easier when it's part of your lifestyle.
Exactly. Now that we've covered how to make speaking a habit, let's talk about what to actually do when you're practicing alone. Some fun and powerful techniques.
Okay, so you've built a habit, but now you're thinking, I'm all alone at home. What do I even say? Don't worry, this part is all about practical ways to practice speaking alone.
That's right. And one of the most effective techniques is called saringaf. It's where you listen to a native speaker and repeat exactly what they say, immediately and out loud, almost like you're their echo.
Yes, shadowing helps with pronunciation, rhythm, and intonation. You can use YouTube videos, podcasts, or movies. Just choose a short clip, listen to a sentence, then repeat it as closely as possible.
You don't have to understand every word at first. The goal is to mimic the sounds and flow. Over time, your speaking becomes more natural, almost like a native speaker.
Another great tool is the non-mirror technique. You stand in front of a mirror and speak. Describe your day, talk about your goals, or even act out conversations.
It sounds silly, but it's powerful. When you see yourself speaking, you become more aware of your body language, facial expressions, and pronunciation. It also helps build confidence.
And don't forget, recording your voice. Use your phone or any recording app. Talk about a topic, record it, and then listen back. You'll hear your mistakes and your progress.
That's a game changer. You might notice you're saying a lot or mispronouncing certain words. Once you hear it, you can fix it.
Right. Another technique I love is using speaking prompts. For example, ask yourself, what did I do today? What do I think about social media? Or describe your favorite meal. Just pick a topic and talk for 1 or 2 minutes.
Yes, there are even apps and websites that give you daily speaking questions. You can also create your own list and pull a random one each day.
And here's a fun idea. Try storytelling. Make up a short story or retell a movie you watched in your own words. This helps build fluency and vocabulary in a relaxed way.
Definitely. And remember, no one's listening. So don't worry about making mistakes. The goal is to get comfortable speaking out loud, and training your brain to think in English.
So just to recap, try shadowing native speakers, practice in the mirror, record and review your voice, use speaking prompts, tell stories out loud.
You can mix these methods to keep things interesting. Some days shadow, other days journal aloud or describe your surroundings. The variety keeps it fun and effective.
Absolutely. And if you stay consistent, these small speaking moments will build your fluency faster than you think.
All right, coming up next, let's talk about how to use technology to support your daily speaking practice.
All right, so we've talked about speaking alone using simple techniques, but now let's take it one step further. Let's talk about how to use technology to boost your speaking practice at home.
Yes, because the truth is, your smartphone can be one of your best speaking partners. Let's start with some apps. There are speaking-focused apps like Elsa Speak, Toot, Speechling, and Ride Keikit that help with pronunciation, intonation, and fluency.
I love ELSA Speak. It listens to your voice, analyzes your pronunciation, and gives you instant feedback. It's like having a coach in your pocket.
Exactly. And for daily speaking practice, language exchange apps like Hello Talk or Tandem let you connect with real people around the world. You can send voice messages and have conversations without pressure.
And don't forget about new AI chatbots and virtual assistants. You can actually talk to Siri and Alexa or Google Assistant Ask in English. Ask them questions, give commands, or just practice basic conversations.
That's such a clever way to use technology. It trains you to speak clearly and helps build your confidence using everyday English.
Also, YouTube is a goldmine for shadowing. You can slow down videos, turn on subtitles, and repeat native speakers word for word. And some channels even create content just for English learners.
Right. And if you like games, try English learning games with speaking components. For example, apps like Mundly and Duolingo now have speaking exercises built in.
Another underrated tool? Your voice recorder app. You can create a personal podcast. Just talk about your day, your thoughts, or read out loud and record it. Over time, you'll build a library of your progress.
That's a great confidence booster, too. You'll be amazed when you go back and hear how much better you sound after a month of practice.
So remember, your phone, your computer, even your smart speaker, they're not just distractions. They can be your daily speaking partners if you use them the right way.
Exactly. Use technology to create a speaking environment, even if you're the only one in the room.
Coming up next, let's explore how to use your home environment for English practice. Yes, your kitchen, your mirror, even your cat can help. So, Bill, let's get creative. A lot of people think they need a classroom or partner to practice speaking. But guess what? Your home is full of opportunities to speak English.
That's so true, Sarah. Let's start with something fun. Narrate your actions. For example, when you're cooking, say out loud, "I'm cutting the onions." "Now I'm boiling water." Or, "I'm adding salt." It turns your kitchen into a language lab.
Yes, and when you're cleaning or organizing your room, you can describe what you're doing or even name the objects in English. It helps build vocabulary and keeps your mind thinking in English.
Here's another fun one. Talk to your mirror. Pretend you're doing a daily news report or giving yourself a motivational speech. Even just 1 minute of mirror talk builds fluency and confidence.
Love that. And hey, Don't forget your swine, pets, or plants. They won't judge you. You can practice daily conversations with your cat, dog, or even your houseplants. Just speak like you would to a person.
And label things around your home. Put sticky notes on your furniture or appliances with their English names: refrigerator, microwave, bookshelf. It reminds your brain to think in English.
Exactly. The idea is to make your whole environment support your speaking. The more English surrounds you, the easier it becomes to use it naturally.
So your home isn't just a place to live. It's a powerful, English-speaking playground, if you use it right.
Up next, let's talk about overcoming common challenges when speaking English alone. Okay, let's be real. Speaking English every day at home isn't always smooth. Bill, what do you think are the most common challenges learners face?
Great question. I'd say the biggest one is fear of making mistakes. People worry, what if I sound stupid? Or, what if I say it wrong?
Totally. And here's the truth. Mistakes are part of learning. No one speaks perfectly all the time, not even native speakers. So it's okay to mess up.
Exactly. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Every time you speak, you're training your brain and building fluency, even with mistakes.
Another big challenge is feeling silly speaking alone. Talking to yourself in English can feel awkward, right?
Oh, for sure. But the more you do it, the more normal it feels. Start small. Maybe whisper at first. Then build up to full voice. It's just like going to the gym. The first few workouts feel weird, but soon it becomes natural.
And let's not forget about Wank's lack of motivation. Some days you just don't feel like practicing.
That's why building a routine is so important. Don't wait to feel motivated. Just show up and speak. Even 2 to 3 minutes counts.
And give yourself little rewards. Like, if I do 5 minutes of speaking, I'll watch my favorite show. It keeps the habit alive.
So if you're facing fear, awkwardness, or laziness, you're not alone. Everyone struggles. But small, daily action beats all those challenges in the long run.
Well said, Bill. Now let's move into something fun, using real-life topics and scenarios to keep your speaking practice fresh and engaging. So, Bill, one of the best ways to make English speaking practice more fun and useful is to use real-life topics and situations.
Totally agree, Sarah. If you only practice with textbook phrases, it can feel boring or unnatural. But when you speak about real things, your life, your plans, your opinions, it becomes meaningful.
Exactly. So here's an idea. Pretend you're ordering food in a restaurant. Practice saying things like, "I'd like a coffee," or "Can I see the menu, please?" You're preparing for real-life moments.
Or imagine you're at the airport. You could say, "Where is gate 22?" Or, "How long is the flight?" It's like a role play, and it helps prepare your brain for future conversations.
And don't forget daily routines. Talk about your morning. I wake up at 7 a.m. I brush my teeth. I check my phone. These simple sentences are powerful for fluency.
Yes, and here's a fun one. Practice storytelling. Retell what happened yesterday, or explain your favorite movie, or describe a childhood memory. It's a great way to build confidence and fluency.
You can also give your opinion on topics like, is social media good or bad? Or, what would you do if you won $1 million? These open-ended questions help expand your vocabulary and express ideas clearly.
So the more real and personal your topics are, the easier it is to stay motivated and consistent. Plus, it's great preparation for real conversations.
All right, coming up, let's wrap things up with some final tips and motivation to help you speak English every day with confidence. Well, we've covered a lot today, from creating a habit to using technology, speaking alone, and even talking to your cat.
Yep. And here's the final message. Consistency beats perfection. You don't need to speak for hours. Even 5 to 10 minutes of focused practice every day can bring huge results.
That's right. And don't be afraid of your mistakes. Welcome them. Every error is a sign that you're pushing your limits and learning something new.
Make it fun, mix it up, and don't give up. If you stay consistent, you'll be amazed at how much your confidence grows.
So wherever you are, in your room, in your kitchen, on a walk, speak English. Speak it out loud, speak it daily, and watch yourself become fluent one word at a time.
You've got this. And remember, you're not alone. We're right here with you every step of the way.
Thanks for joining us today. Keep speaking, keep smiling, and we'll see you in the next episode of the Our English Learning Podcast.
Take care and happy speaking.
Before we wrap up, Bill, I thought it'd be fun to answer some common questions our listeners have sent us about practicing English speaking at home.
Great idea, Sarah. Let's dive in. Here's a question from Anna. How do I stay motivated to speak every day when I feel shy?
That's a great question, Anna. My advice is to start small. Even just 1 or 2 minutes a day helps. Use your favorite topics to keep it interesting. And remember, no one is listening, so it's okay to be shy at first. Over time, confidence builds.
Perfect answer. Here's another one from Mark. What if I don't have anyone to practice speaking with?
Bill, that's exactly why this episode is so important. You can practice alone using shadowing, mirror techniques, and technology, like voice recording or language apps, to simulate conversations.
And don't forget, you can always connect with language partners online, even if it's just via voice messages or chats.
Awesome tips, Bill. And to all our listeners, keep sending your questions and tips. We love hearing from you.
Absolutely. Your questions help us make better episodes for everyone.
All right, Bill. We've covered so much today about practicing English speaking every day at home.
Yes, Sarah. To recap, build a daily speaking habit. Use techniques like shadowing, mirror practice, and voice recording. Leverage technology and apps to support your practice. Make your home environment your English-speaking playground. Overcome common challenges with patience and consistency. Practice with real-life topics to keep it fun and relevant.
Exactly. The key is consistency and confidence. Speak a little every day, don't fear mistakes, and enjoy the journey.
And remember, you don't have to be perfect, just persistent.
Thanks so much for joining us on the English Learning Podcast. Keep practicing, and we'll see you next time.
Happy speaking, everyone!